Hey guys, welcome back for our daily practice questions. As always, I like to get into my introduction and disclaimer before we get into our questions for today. So, for those of you who are familiar with me, hey y'all. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Brittany Weinstock. I am a family nurse practitioner and I am the founder and CEO of the Nursing Studio. I provide resources, tools, review courses, review books, videos, and more to assist nurses as well as nurse practitioners with success on boards as well as in practice. I've been doing this since 2015, assisting nurses and nurse practitioners internationally with exam success, and I am here to assist you as well. Now, I always give the disclaimer and reminder we know there's no absolutes in medicine, we treat on a patient by patient basis. So, any other questions that you see are based on the guidelines that are currently being tested on the ANCC, and the AAMP exam. Any videos that I do that are teaching on things that we currently do in practice, I will always say that so that you know the difference and there's no confusion. So, with that being said, let's get into question number one, you guys. All right, so question number one states a patient presents to the office today for follow up. He has a known history of syphilis. On exam, the nurse practitioner notes a chancre sore. What stage of syphilis are chancres typically noted? Is it A, primary, B, secondary, C, tertiary, or D, the latent stage? And I laugh because shout out to, I forget who told me, because y'all know I will butcher a word. And me, girl from the South, I was saying canker, shanker, didn't know which way. And y'all helped me out. You helped your girl. It's anchor. So shanker. So anyway, again, a patient presents to the office today for follow-up. He has a known history of syphilis. On exam, the nurse practitioner notes a chancre sore. What stage of syphilis are chancres typically noted? Tell me what you got in the comments, you guys. All right, so y'all know I always recommend reading the stem of the question first. Stem of the question being that last, end of the question, typically where the question mark is, because this allows you to slow down and ensure that you're answering what is even being asked. Sometimes we'll sit here and create our own scenario because they give you this huge paragraph and all of these things included. And a lot of times that's not even what is needed to answer the question. So, slow down and just look at that and make sure that you know what's being asked. So here it says what stage of syphilis are chancres typically noted. So this is direct knowledge, right? So you should go straight to A, primary, because chancres are that first initial thing that they may see. That's considered primary. Remember, secondary is when you see the rashes on the palms of the hand and the soles of the feet. You can have a latent phase where they're, asymptomatic. And then tertiary is that final stage that's very severe where they have those neurologic changes and deficits. Okay. But again, thank you. Shout out to helping your girl with Schenker. All right, so question number two. The nurse practitioner has diagnosed the patient with acute otitis media. While planning for treatment, she notes that the patient has a penicillin allergy. Based on these findings, how should the nurse practitioner treat? Is it A, doxycycline, B, augmentin, C, azithromycin, or D, amoxicillin? So one more time, a little bit slow. The nurse practitioner has diagnosed the patient with acute otitis media. While planning for treatment, she notes that the patient has a penicillin allergy. Based on these findings, how should the nurse practitioner treat? Would you treat with A, doxycycline, B, augmentin, C, azithromycin, or D, amoxicillin? Tell me what you got in the comments. All right, so stem the question states, based on these findings, how should the nurse practitioner treat? And y'all know my rule. If they're asking you how to treat something, you got to run it back and see what the diagnosis is. Sometimes the questions will provide you with the diagnosis, or you then have to take it a step further. If they don't tell you a diagnosis, you got to run it back a little bit further, figure out what assessment findings we have to come up with the diagnosis. Because if we don't have a diagnosis, we don't know what to treat, right? So if they're asking you for those treatments, first just walk it back, okay? So here it already tells us they are diagnosing the patient with acute otitis media. So then in your mind, you're starting to think how do we even treat acute otitis media, right? And so there's a few things. So let's start with how we know to treat it. And I always say, my these brilliance, if you have any of my courses or my review book in there, I put in there. Think of the A's, right? A for acute otitis media, A for amoxicillin, which is your first line therapy, A for augmentin, which is your second line therapy, and then A for azithromycin, which is your third line therapy. All of the A's, right? So think the A's. But here it lets you know that there's a penicillin allergy, right? So we know we can eliminate D amoxicillin because they're allergic to penicillin. Although that's the first line therapy, they're allergic, right? Then next, you can eliminate augmentin because what is augmentin? Augmentin is a combo medication with amoxicillin and clavulanic acid together. So still, penicillin is included, so eliminate augmentin. So what's your next line therapy? It's azithromycin, right? Think of your A's. So C is your best answer, azithromycin. All right, and lastly, question number 3. The nurse practitioner and NP student are discussing a fluid-filled elevation that is less than 1 centimeter. What term are they discussing? Is it A, a papule, B, a macule, C, a pustule, or D, a vesicle? Take a moment and tell me what you got, you guys. All right, so again, when you're thinking about dermatology, you need to know the terms because you can see it in any shape, form, or fashion to explain it. But if there is a fluid field elevation, there's two things you should think about when we think of fluid field is pustule and vesicle. And the way they differentiate or the way they differ is in size, right? So a vesicle is less than 1 centimeter. A pustule, is fluid filled because it's filled with pus, right? A pustule is larger than 1 centimeter. So here, because it's less than 1 centimeter, we're going to go with D, a vesicle. All right, you guys, I hope you found that helpful. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share with whomever you may think may find this beneficial as well. But make sure you meet me back here. Now, if you need any of our resources from the Nursing Studio, give us a call at 803 400 6864. You can also shoot a text to that number or shoot us an email at the Nursing Studio, the number one at gmail.com. We provide a variety of resources. So, our review book, you can get it in an ebook option or the paperback book can be shipped to you. Both are linked in the bio of this channel. We also have a self-paced course for our family and adult GRO reviewers. Is broken down by system, including the non-clinical sections. There are many quizzes associated with it, videos that you can watch as many times as you like. This is an independent study tool, and it is designed for the AANP as well as ANCC exam. That is also linked in the bio for this channel. And then our 5-week course, that the next one is actually starting June the 10th. Um, the link is in the description to enroll into that. You can check and see because I know we had one more spot available on yesterday. So if that one has been enrolled, it'll be blocked and you won't be able to get in. So you can try it and see. And then lastly are our one-on-one sessions. And I always say just give us a call or shoot us an email if that's something that you are interested in because it's based off of what you're needing assistance with. So either if you need exam readiness, assessment, if you're looking for a particular weakness that you want to spend time on to work and make it a strength, that's an option. And then there's also the custom plan for those who are struggling to come up with a study plan or have been unsuccessful before and are looking to see how to get back on tracks, gauge where they went wrong, and convert and study so they can be successful. That's our custom package that we utilize. So that's an option as well. So just give us a call or shoot us an email so that we can assist you if that is something that you need. And make sure you meet me back here. Happy studying. Bye, y'all.